So hi everybody, welcome to another thing where we react to something that we show each other. So today I'm showing Riming this clip that I found online, and it's about this guy who reacts extremely violently to what I perceive to be inflation, which is sort of quite relevant now.
Isn't this a spoiler?
Oh, okay, but you heard it already, so no point. Okay, I will say no more after this. Okay, let's just start the thing now. Okay.
Sure.
Sorry, I ruined it.
You ruined everything.
You go now. No trouble.
I stay. What do you think of that? God, where you going? What do you do?
It's a baseball bat.
Jesus Christ! What is this? The last stand on Fiji?
Take the money! Take the money!
What?
Take the money! Take the money!
Take your hands away from your
Take my
parents.
money.
Stop it! I speak slowly and distinctly.
Take the money!
You think I'm a thief? No. See, I'm not the thief. I'm not the one charging 85 cents for a stinking soda! You're the thief! Just standing up for my rights. As a consumer.
Corona. I think they mean the beer, not the virus.
Yeah.
Rolling back prices to 1965. What do you think of that? Donuts. Package of 6, how much?
$1.12.
Oh! Too much. Aspirin. Price?
$3.40.
Please. AA batteries, package of 4.
$4.29.
Nice try. Well, I think this whole shelf looks suspect. One soda. 12 ounces.
50 cents.
So. It's been a pleasure frequenting your establishment.
Wow, I got so many questions.
Why?
Now that you paused it, I can see it was made in 1993.
It's made in 1993, yeah. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta link you. Then I linked him, then
Yeah.
immediately, hey, don't watch it. Let's film the thing.
Yeah. I feel like this clip will not fly today. Number one is like a white majority man.
Yes, I mean, yeah. So the racial thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's one thing that
because
I
of
feel.
the brutality against Asian people in America right now, right?
If you
The
understand
trend
like
of
what
it,
happened in Koreatown, I think back then.
or the LA riots, right? There was
Yeah.
a time where that LA riots that were also part of that, right? I think it was a Rodney King thing.
Yep.
And then the LA was like in a state of like riot, and the police was so stretched that they can't help.
Yeah, I think they went to raid this neighborhood.
Koreatown,
Yeah,
I think it was called,
it was
right?
full of Koreans, and the Koreans were left to defend it by themselves.
Yeah, so they armed themselves. They went on the rooftops. Then it was quite badass.
Yeah, it was quite badass.
especially in context of what's happening now.
Yeah.
But also having seen some other clips of this, so I haven't watched the whole film, but I know of the plot. I intend to watch it, but like I also know what happens. And actually, this person, right, he's not racist, or at least he is very. You see the way that he acted, right? He has a strong sense of code.
Morality,
where,
yeah.
He said, "You think I'm a thief? You think I'm just here to rob you? I'm here to set right the wrongs that you're committing on society." So actually, there was a later part where actually he meets a white supremacist who was seeing the rampage that he later goes on, right? And the white supremacist actually is on his side because he, I think, did something to a black guy. And he actually the white supremacists wanted to help him or give him something, and he's like, I don't want anything to do with you because you are racist, and he's against that. So actually, this is not racially motivated. I think it's just because a lot of Koreans
course.
run convenience stores, yeah.
Yes.
So we can
It's
get
a
out of the way
cliche,
first,
yeah.
yeah.
So glad that got away.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the other main thing I noticed was like, it's likely this man doesn't understand
Inflation.
inflation,
Right.
doesn't understand economics,
Yeah, yeah.
and in his not understanding of that,
Yeah.
he caused misery to what I perceive to be a small business owner trying to make ends meet with a convenience store. Probably like a first generation immigrant.
Probably, yeah. Because the accent quite strong,
yeah,
right?
because of his lack of understanding of the world, it affected the people around him and possibly very, very negatively. And I mean, of course, he went around and smashed stuff in the store.
Yeah.
It's going to cost more than whatever he gave that guy.
Right. While watching, I was impressed that the store owner actually knew the prices so well. He knew it down to the cent for every single product. But it was also funny because, like, I think somebody mentioned in the comments also, like, he looked particularly hurt when he smashed the donuts. The rest he's like, oh man. But the donut is like, oh, the donuts.
Why-
Or 112 or whatever.
What do you think that is? Like maybe the profit margin
I think
is highest.
I think the editing process just maybe it's the first time he smacked, so
Yeah.
they just focused in on that. But I don't maybe the donut
Yeah,
profit
maybe.
margin is the
Highest
highest,
margin,
you know. But do you think that is right, for example? Because inflation is not something that's nice, right? But of course, this vigilantism where you go out and smash stuff up in this way, right, it's not good, right? I think like the film also doesn't try to portray this guy as a hero. But what I find particularly like concerning was like maybe not even concerning, because it's just freaking YouTube comments, right? Like a lot of comments saying things like, let me scroll and see if I can find some just off the cuff, right? Like, for example, this guy says, let's face it, we've all wanted to do this at some point. The whole movie is just him doing what everyone has always wanted to do. It's why you're always on his side, even though he fully lost it. Every year that I get older, the more and more I relate to this film.
Well, I think I understand why that might be the case. I think most people won't understand inflation or economics. Like they won't go out of the way to understand that it is a complex world. You know, everyone is trying to
Make ends meet, just survive.
make ends
right?
meet.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, not everyone. I mean, there are like a lot of inequality right now.
Yeah, most people
Yeah.
are just trying to get through the life.
Exactly. And everyone has like different competing
Struggles,
interests.
yeah, yeah.
And put in their shoes,
Yeah.
you will see that, oh, okay, it's not unreasonable. This is very similar to like a conversation we had on IG stories recently about HDB prices. People were asking us like, why are HDB prices so high? You
Yeah,
know, why can't
yeah.
it be more affordable?
Affordable.
Yeah. Why can't the government regulate, the prices that people sell their homes at? Right. But I
So
think
for people who are not from Singapore, the HDB is like a public housing initiative that the government sort of has, where it allows like citizens and permanent residents to buy government constructed housing at a certain price that is, say, lower than the private market rate, right? So it's supposed to be sort of a public thing,
Yeah.
right?
what I noticed is that most people, when they don't own a home yet, they want it to be as cheap,
cheap
as
as
possible.
possible,
I
yeah.
want to get the best deal.
Of course.
After you own a
own it,
home,
yeah.
you will say something like, why can't I sell it at whatever price I want?
So you want prices to inflate after you start owning a house,
Exactly.
right?
And you want to be not regulated at all.
Yeah, especially for property, like
Yeah.
I think the most prevailing notion about real estate, not just in Singapore, but Singapore especially because land is scarce here, right, is that it's a surefire will appreciate if you give it long enough time. I think I saw someone on Shark Tank say that, like, if you do property, right, everybody will make money if you just give
In
it
the
at
long
least
term.
10 years in property, real
I think
estate.
not until the 2008 housing crisis, property
right,
generally only went on upward trend
Right.
in the US. I think,
Then now China also, I mean, the property thing is just huge. The bubble
yeah.
is huge.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to sell your house at a
Higher
at a
price.
higher price, right? There's nothing wrong. So, and there's also nothing wrong with trying to get a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But something has to give when these both of these things, which are all reasonable from their respective points of view, wants completely polar opposite objective things. One want the price to go up, one want the price to go down.
Yeah.
Or stay down.
so I think we live in a time where many people either don't see the big picture because they don't know about it, or either that, or they do not want to accept that. They do not want to accept that in inflation happens or things become more expensive.
Because it's just not nice, man.
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course,
like,
of course, it's not nice. It's very unpleasant.
it's probably one of the most complained about things when you get older that, wow, last time this thing used to be cheaper. Like, I hear it so often from my mom and dad that it's like something I just go, yeah, I know. Last time noodle very cheap. Yes. I mean, property price is one thing, but this is like bread and butter things, things that you buy every day, every month, every week, that kind. So like, you really feel it because repeatedly you just keep transacting that thing because property once in a while, right?
Yeah.
This thing is like you every week, it's going up, and it doesn't go down. So with respect to the thing about the prices, so in a way, inflation is inevitable, right?
Yes, so I
Because you
mean,
want prices to go up.
so there's like a short spikes of inflation, like what we're going through now.
Yeah.
But then there's also like a undercurrent of inflation that happens below that.
Okay.
You know what I
okay.
mean?
Right.
So right now inflation is really high now.
Yeah.
It's very, very high. Cost of living has gone up quickly. A lot of households going through difficulty.
Yeah.
And I empathize with that.
Yeah.
But below that, there's like around 2%
Yeah.
inflation. That's going to happen either way.
Yeah.
So yes, eventually your money will be worth less.
Right. But I also think like this clip, like I only recently saw it, and I think the algorithm pushed it because I mean the inflation all around the world in the short term, like I say, is spiking really hard right now.
Yeah.
So people really feel it. Sometimes I think like the YouTube algorithm really reflect like in a very good way what people are feeling because this got recommended to me like completely organically. So like when I see this also like I actually empathize with the guy also because
course.
actually I think the story, right, how I sort of read the plot of this movie, it's about a guy who snaps in an irrational way, but not in a way that is not understandable. But still, he's not doing, say, the right thing here. We're not supposed to honor this guy.
Root for him.
We can empathize with the situation, right? But this is not the way to do it. Because actually, like you said, he's harming this dude he is raising the prices not because he wants to raise the prices even like, he's just trying to maintain his profit amidst a thing where probably his supplier, all this thing that he's getting all the thing from, all raising prices, then what is he supposed to do? He feels the same pain or
That he
probably
does.
more than the
Yeah.
other guy because he's looking at every single item that he's stocking and he just has to raise prices. And it's not nice to raise prices, right?
Of course.
This person probably sees himself a bit like he's the Batman where, and it actually does get to the point. I think he does several other rampages like in increasing order. Like there's a scene where he goes to like a McDonald's kind of fast food chain, right? So he wants to buy the breakfast menu. But then they say, hey, it's like 12 already, so the breakfast menu closed already. And he's just like a minute off, right? Then the person won't sell him the breakfast, and he just takes a gun out, like, you're gonna give me the breakfast menu or not? And then everybody in the restaurant, oh, what the fuck? Then he actually gets the breakfast menu, but because of that, he gains some infamy and people know his face. So he becomes almost like Joker. Like we're talking about Joker, like this
Yes.
icon of anarchism that anarchy that.
Yeah, so this film reminds me of the newest Joker film. The one
Joaquin
with
Phoenix, one,
Joaquin
right?
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah. That show also features a guy doing deplorable things, but you are made to empathize with him because he's made fun of, he's downtrodden and all.
Yeah.
So, similar themes here.
Yeah.
But sometimes I also feel that filmmakers make films with a lot of mass appeal
Yeah.
that will reach a wide audience.
Yeah.
And once again, to my point,
Yeah.
understanding like inflation or economics is not entertaining.
But I don't think you can like explain like economics and macroeconomy to the Joker. He's the antithesis of any sort of like systemic reason and macro thinking. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So not to say that the actions are not understandable.
Empathizable. Yeah.
Yeah, but they are not justifiable.
On your point about filmmakers, like I actually think like this is okay because like I think in the context of the whole film, they are not saying that this guy is a hero, but perhaps the film is ambiguous enough where it was not made explicitly clear. And also for the Joker's situation, like it's quite clear that the Joker is a villain. He is classified as a villain, not an anti-hero, not in any sense a good guy. But I think like Quentin Tarantino talked about it. He said what the film did so well was that it is a psychopath basically. And he made the whole film right in a way that you
root
ended
for
up
him,
rooting for a psychopath.
Yep.
And that is a phenomenal thing to do. Like it's a great achievement.
I feel that not everyone will be able to differentiate when people are psychopaths and when are not. And when you provide like a sympathetic side to the Joker, what you risk doing is making him a hero of sorts. I feel like. I feel many people are not critical enough.
I see your point, but I also disagree because I think like, look, if people are gonna willingly not look at the big picture and take the wrong thing away because it makes them feel better, then you don't create this media. There'll be other things that they are taking away, and sometimes ambiguity or leaving things open-ended would make a piece of media more enjoyable or more rewarding for people when they unlock it and they sort of look through in between the lines. So I also get that you need to cater to a general population, but also what is dangerous is, I mean, like this clip is by itself like that, you know? So it's very easy to just look at that, feel good, and forget that there's a wider context. That this guy actually is a sociopath.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So back in the day, 10 years ago, there's this popular
series. Very old,
there's this series called How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
This character called Barney Stinson.
Yes, like a playboy kind of thing. Is it?
So what I believe that people were trying to do with Barney Stinson, I mean the show writers, showrunners, they're trying to portray him as what not to be.
Not to be, right.
Some more, Neil Patrick Harris is gay.
Yes, so he's obviously not actually.
Not actually. He's a caricature on stuff not to do.
He's a caricature of those.
No, it's a caricature of
fuckboys, right?
Or fuckboy,
technically,
right? Or like a lying, cheating scumbag.
A playboy,
right?
Douchebag, yeah.
But unfortunately, many people of the era, they took Barney Stinson as some sort of like role model.
Really?
Yeah, to replicate. You know, there were a period of time people were doing like Barney Stinson sort of thing. They were like, oh, cool story, bro. High five.
Oh, cool story, bro. Is about. I mean, I never watched it. It's a Barney Stinson
I mean,
thing.
he says that a lot in the show.
Also, it's almost like they look up to him as a role model.
Exactly.
But they forget that actually the intention of writing him.
Exactly. So it's like content creation, right? Once you put out a piece of content, people are gonna interpret it in
their own way.
Yeah, in their own way.
Yeah.
And
I mean, people do that with our content also.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying filmmakers are bad.
Yeah.
It's just say like this outcome will occur.
Yeah, I think that's fair. What is also relatable about this guy is that he's actually the reason that he snaps like this, and I think the underlying thing could be that he's just like on a mental kind of thing, his strength is not there to be able to take it, because he's basically snapping because of the same resentfulness and the pressure that we all feel when it comes to prices raising, you know. It's just that he happens to be weaker in that mental fortitude aspect. So he cracks and he just completely forgoes his place in society and completely snaps in a way. I think he dies in the end also.
Oh, then it's a fitting end.
Yeah.
I mean, because I study
criminology.
Criminology. And crime is defined by what society rejects.
Right, so it's actually...
So I'm glad in the film society has rejected violence against...
he's shot by a policeman.
So,
I just wish there was a version of this where actually, like, maybe a deleted scene where they actually shot one version where the Korean owner tried to explain. Like, look, like, it'll be a good time to explain inflation for people, right?
Yeah.
Like, look, here's why I'm increasing the price. Then you can go, look, I don't care, you know, fuck you, blah, 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 blah. Still do the things, you know.
Like, you want to do like a, Big Shot, they had Margot Robbie in the bathtub, something like that.
Yeah.
So the Korean guy in the bathtub.
He's like, let me explain to you why I'm doing this. First of all, the supplier all raised my price, so what am I supposed to do? Not make my profit? I close now, then you got no convenience store.
Exactly.
It's just
it will be a
for you.
inconvenience
to
store.
you. Yes. And then the guy just, he dropped the baseball bat.
Highly
and then
unlikely.
He doesn't go on his friend.
That will make for bad movie making.
But maybe all he needed was somebody who show him how economic, like Ray Dalio to appear. Actually, then just explain.
It's what's relevant, the economic cycle. Yeah, cool.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for watching. That's it.
Yes, I have fun.
Okay.
Hope you have fun too.